All righty, guys. Not a lot new to report just on the injury front. Biggie did practice today, looked good. We'll see how much soreness he has after a good practice today, and then make a game time decision. And Elijah Griffin continued to look good and looking like he's really close to playing too. So we'll make those decisions probably game time, and that's about all the new information I have for you. So any questions you got, fire away.
What's the timeline for Greg Johnson?
For Greg, they're hoping next week. It's not going to be this week.
Is this the timeline still the same for Pittman too? Looking maybe more.
Knowing Pitt, I think they're going to rescan it on Monday, just see where it's at. He's always a guy that loves to come back and work as hard as he can to get back. I know he's feeling better. It's not going to be this week, but hopefully by next week he'll be ready to roll.
With Biggie being a game time decision, how valuable is he in the lineup versus if you don't have him?
Obviously, I think he's one of the best corners in the country. There's some ridiculous stats out there right now about the number of times he's been targeted, how many catches that have been caught to his side. I mean, I think he's like second in the country right now. He's having an All-American season, in my opinion, and warrants that consideration. But obviously, when you have that level of talent on one side, it always helps. So I'm crossing my fingers and hope it's ready. I'll talk to the doctors tomorrow. I'll talk to him tomorrow and see where it's at. And like I always say, he's got to be medically cleared. And then how does he feel? Is he confident? And then go with my gut.
With cornerbacks, they tend to get evaluated a lot. I feel like with just interception totals, and maybe people don't see stuff with him. Where do you think he's kind of stood out this year?
I think when you look at him against the top talent, and you look at him going up against LaVisca, going up against Nikhil, you end up seeing some of the best wideouts in the country, and he's not only held his own, but really held them way below what they usually do, and that's what usually great corners do. And he's doing a phenomenal job. He's been a major rock of that defense on that right side.
Did you talk to the kids about the Pac-12 South and the race and how crazy it is and all that?
Yeah, we briefly did it on Monday. Just to, always alert them where everybody's at, and then we put it away and go on to the week and focus on the week. But the kids know that every game, we got 2 Pac-12 games left, and both are critical. And just treat it like we did last week. We just focused so hard on Oregon State last week. We're doing the same thing on Cal. It was a really good week of preparation. Kids have brought great energy and great juice and great work ethic, and hopefully it pays off Saturday.
You get the word on Zach Moss yet?
No.
He's out for the season.
Really? So him and Huntley.
He gets knee surgery.
That's sad. I'm telling you, that's 2 really good players. Got a lot of respect for both, and both are dynamic and have done great things with their offense. That's sad. I wish it would. I'll be honest with you. I wish neither one of them were hurt because they're really good kids and great players.
With Pitt out, what have you seen from Devin, and what can he continue to provide for you guys?
I think Devin the light really clicked on. Dan said it watching practice about 2 weeks ago. You could start seeing it coming on, and then to be able to get that confidence, it was so neat to see him make that first catch. It was only a 9-yard stop route, but it meant the world. You could just see the stress and everything just fall off of him, and then he goes and makes 2 huge plays, a touchdown catch, and then basically provided the spark right at the beginning of the first half on the first play. So really happy for him that he was able to make those plays and build his confidence. That's what you want with your young players. Now hopefully that carries over to Saturday. He's with Pitt out. He's going to garner reps again this week, and he is a big target, an explosive weapon.
What do you see as being key for you guys offensively to have another good showing?
I've always believed, Joey, that the run game. When you look at us offensively, every time that we've ran the ball well, it's been a good night. Not to say that JT can't go out there and throw it 60 times. He's done that in his career, But when we're able to effectively, run the ball effective and get him some more advantage coverages rather than, too high or 2-man or drop 8, it helps. It helps a quarterback, doesn't make it as hard a day. And so I've just felt like the effectiveness of the run game has always been the key for us offensively.
Do you feel any more urgency with the kids now that the Pac-12 South is kind of tied? I know.
I'll be honest with you, I'm so routine based. That's the way I've always been, is just how hard can you work in this week? I mean, how hard? And just keep on trying to stack up wins and stack up little victories, and then try to add them all up at the end. And you never know. 2 weeks ago we were in a lot different scenario than we are now, and that's why you keep working and you keep grinding and you keep trying to get better. And hopefully you're playing your best football by the time you hit this time of year, because this time of year the games are really, really important, and they're critical. And so this is one that can help us stay atop, help us stay right there at the top of the Pac-12 South and keep us in contention. I think everybody understands how valuable this game is.
Let's go one more.
What sticks out to you about Cal's secondary?
I saw a stat with all three kids. They're really a three-man rotation that's going in and out, and they're doing a nice job of mixing up coverages, and they hide their coverages extremely well, both at safety and at corner. And when they're put in man situations, they're holding their own. So you talk about that front that really is doing a heck of a job right down when you talk about Palmer, Weaver, and Ashton, right down the center, and they're holding the run game in check. And then you put J-Dub's coverages along with it with Coach DeRuiter. I mean, it makes for a hard day, and it's one of the reasons you look at two of the better offenses in our conference over the last 2 weeks in Washington and Washington State, and kind of held in check over the last 2 weeks. So we've got our hands, we got our work cut out for us in this game. It'll be a great challenge. All righty, guys. Thank you.